Today, let's talk about overwhelm and what is happening in the mind when you are in the middle of it. Overwhelm can feel like intense stress, confusion, uncertainty, like you're just blindfolded and being spun around in a circle with all of these very scary, very attacking thoughts coming at you. So how do we apply that to the tidy mind? What is actually happening? So when we experience overwhelm, usually there is something that will trigger it. So maybe you've been in a space, or you felt that you were in a space where you were existing outside of the mind, meaning your emotions were stable, you were able to be more present, you weren't worried, you weren't consumed by your thoughts, you were just in a very good, feel good place. And then life happens. Something happens. You get some news. You find out something that is devastating. It's something that your mind says, this is big, this is insurmountable, this is unbelievable, this is like, you've got to be one of those you've got to be kidding me moments. One of those happens. And when it happens, it opens up a box. So if you're looking at your Tidy Mind map, DJ Judge opens up, it's not just one record that he's going to play for you. Oh, it's going to be the whole album. You are going to hear it all at one time. You are going to hear why I knew you should have done this and you should have done that, and now you're a failure, or now you'll never be this, or you'll never be that. So it's not just a little trickle, one little record playing that you have to analyze and be like, oh, okay, I hear it. Okay, well, let me pour in some unconditional love and acceptance of myself, of whatever it's saying I am, and step outside. It's not that. It is like a waterfall or a symphony, if you want to look at it in musical terms, of a ton of old records, like deep stuff from way back is now coming up. And it's a lot of things that you decided about yourself when you were a kid. If you hear tinkling in the background, it's a wind chime. I have the doors open and it's a very beautiful day outside. But a, a lot of deep things that you believed when you were a child, that were misunderstandings, that were misconceptions, that you decided that you probably were. Like, I'll never be wanted, I'll always be a failure, I'll never succeed, I'm not loved, nobody wants me around. The deeper, more painful thoughts are brought to the surface all at once. And that leaves you in a state of, you don't know what to do. You're just kind of beat down by everything that is saying to you at once. And this is a lot of stuff that has a lot of powerful hold on you to take you down, and it's all coming at you at one time. So DJ Judge is coming at you with full strength. And maybe you've been feeling stronger, you've been listening to these recordings, you've been gaining some understanding, you've been loving yourself a bit better and having some, being easier on yourself and having unconditional love and unconditional acceptance of yourself and others. And you've been doing it, and you've been feeling some freedom and maybe some contentment, and maybe some joy is starting to, you're starting to smile and you don't even really know why. Maybe that's starting to happen with such good positive signs that you're gaining some freedom from this abuse. And then this happens. Well, not only are we listening to all of that old stuff that's just come up to the surface, we're also hearing the voice of, you weren't as strong as you thought you were. were you? Look at you. You're crying in the corner over here. You're just a mess. So now it's attacking about our reaction. So all of that at once can be extremely devastating. So if that's where you are, I want you to just take a minute, just take a breath, just be right here with me. I know everything that it's saying. I know how overwhelming it is. I know how confusing it is. I know that you're feeling like you need an answer. You need to change something about yourself. You need to do it right now in this moment. You can't wait anymore. You can't just relax about this. You've got to do something. I know that's what you're feeling. I know the urgency you may be feeling, and it's okay. And it's because you're engulfed in that mind, and it is creating that suffering that you're feeling right now. I know that. And I want you to know that too. I want you to know that you've not failed. You're not a failure. All the things that the heart would say about you is still true. You're okay. You're good enough. You're smart enough. There really is no enough. Like, that's even in the world of the heart, that's none of that's even relevant, because the mind, the heart doesn't play those games. So you're okay. I just want you to know that no matter what it's saying, and it may be fighting you against what I'm saying right now. It's like, I'm not okay. You don't understand. This is not okay. This is not going to be okay. It means this, and it means that, and it means that, and it means that I'm never going to get better. It means all these things. The mind is, DJ Judge is assigning all these meanings to what my reaction means. And I want you to know that it's not you. You're still okay. Yes, you had a reaction. Of course you had a reaction. If you're being attacked by and abused by DJ Judge with not just one little thing, but by years worth of insults and judgments and criticisms, and if you're being attacked by that all at once, and it maybe caught you off guard, or maybe it didn't, maybe you might have saw it coming, like, of course, you're gonna have, who wouldn't have a reaction? The important thing is that you just step into a little bit of awareness right now with me and see what's happening. See that that's why you're feeling what you're feeling right now. And slowly, hopefully by the end of this recording, or maybe even now, you're going to be able to gain a little bit of space from everything that's being said to you right now. Now, it's hard to remember the steps when this happens, right? Like when you're like you're just in a beat down, when you're in the middle of the octagon with DJ Judge and you're just having it beat out of you. It's hard to remember, okay, well, what are my tidy mind steps? Like, yeah, give me a break. Like, it's really, really hard. So you're not going to remember that in the moment, but I'm here right now. And if it happens again, I want you to just remember, all you have to remember is this recording. I want to help you first, just to get some awareness and some space from the pain. And then I want to remind you of the steps, okay? So first thing to do, sometimes I speak good English, sometimes I don't. First thing to do is a mind dump. Get a piece of paper or a recording, or type it down somewhere, however you want to express it, and just say everything your mind's saying, okay? You need to see it outside of yourself, what DJ Judge is using against you, okay? So write it all down. So that's the first thing that you want to do. Once you do that, you'll probably start to gain awareness and see what's been happening. You'll see what I've just been talking about is true. And you'll be like, yeah, oh, wow, no wonder I'm crying. No wonder I'm so upset. No wonder I'm unconsolable. No wonder I just want to stay in the bed all day. No wonder. Like, wow, you've written it all down. You've got it all out. You can see it. And just check out the theme of it. What's it about? Is it about For me, when mine does that, it's all around me being able to be a success, but not in a success for any other reason but to support myself. So it attacks me about that. You don't have what it takes to support yourself. You can't take care of yourself. You won't be able to do this or do that. You don't have what it takes is a really big uh, thing that it says to me. So just check out your theme. What is it for you? What does it use against you? And then this is it's really just 2 steps. Do your mind dump, which will create the space that you need to kind of see what's happening. And all of this stuff, you know what? Thank you, DJ Judge, because you just dug up a bunch of stuff that needs to be covered with some unconditional love and unconditional acceptance of myself. Maybe when this first planted in me, when this wound first started in me when I was 6 years old, I didn't have the skills or the tools to be able to do this for myself. But now I do. I have them now. And thank you for bringing this up, because every time I heal something that happened to me when I was a kid, every time I heal an emotional wound, I gain even more strength away from you. And then you can't use this against me the next time or the next time or the next time, because if I can step outside of it and not suffer with it and just create a deeper wound, if I can manage some awareness, which is what we're doing now, I have the opportunity to pour into that wound some unconditional love and acceptance. That is step 2. First step, mind dump, dump it all out. Second step is say, you know what? I see. I want you to just check out the theme and see if this is something maybe that, when did this start? Were you 4, 5, 6? Where did this idea come from that this is what you needed to be okay? That you needed to be able to fully, independently take care of yourself, or you're not okay? When did that start? Or whatever that is for you. Like, when did that start? Okay, well, maybe I've witnessed my parents, and that's what I heard other women in my family say, or that's what I don't know where it came from or how old you were, but ask yourself. And then I want you to see that age child, and you can close your eyes and just see that child in front of you, and see DJ Judge beating her down for years to come after this first wound set up. Like, see it just using this against her time after time and time again to keep her trapped, or him trapped in the mind and in this prison. Like, see it, and then say, you know what, I'm really sorry that this happened to you. I'm really, really sorry that you thought that this was true about you. It's not true about you. Come out here with me and let me show you what was true about you. And that you didn't need anything to be okay. You didn't need any conditions to be met. You didn't need to be a success. You didn't need to be independent. You didn't need to be some marketing guru. You didn't need to be the best mother in the world. You didn't need to be whatever label it's saying that you need to be okay and to be safe. It wasn't true. And all of that's conditional, and all of that exists in the mind. That's the mind's idea of how to be okay. And none of it was even true. You could have just been okay anyway, you know? So do a little visualization around that. Just close your eyes and see that child, and just, this is how we pour in that emotional love and acceptance. I love you and accept you. I don't care that you failed that you didn't come in first at the spelling bee, even though your parents may have had a terrible reaction because they had their own fears around you not being a success and being able to take care of you, whatever. Pour in that moment, pour in some, I love you. That doesn't matter. That's a condition. That doesn't matter. You don't need to perform. You don't need to be a certain way. You don't need to be a certain thing for you to be loved, for you to be okay, for you to be accepted. Really pour that into that wound, and it's going to take that power away from that record that is playing, and then that record, there's no use for it anymore. It's done. So thank you, DJ Judge, for bringing this up to our attention so that we can now get some strength and power over it. I hope that just talking about this and being able to be together, and just even in this recording, just be here with me, and to be able to have, I don't know, just to not feel alone and have someone feel like they can help and pull you back out into that heart space. I hope that that has helped. I hope that you'll remember this recording, because it will probably happen again, and it's okay. You're going to have things in life that come up that bring up an avalanche of attack from your mind, and you're going to have those opportunities to use those 2 steps where you dump it all out and you pour in unconditional love, and you're going to get stronger each and every time you go through one of these things, okay? So it's not all for nothing. It is all because you are becoming more free, you are becoming more love, and you are learning how to give that out, not just to yourself, but to the entire world.